Hi, I'm Sam from Power Farming Taranaki. It's a privilege to introduce you guys to Jarred Coogan and his wife Sarah. This is probably debatably the most beautiful farm in Taranaki. I think Matarata Downs on the side or the edge of the Waitara River. Tell us a bit about your operation, Jarred.
Well, thanks for the introduction, Sam. Sarah and I know that this is a pretty special place, but and we're very lucky and privileged to be here. But so it's a 465 hectare sheep and beef operation with a little bit of dairy grazing thrown in there. Running about 2,500 ewes, 120 dairy grazers, and then about another 200 odd beef cattle. Myself and Sarah and her parents, Brian and Helen.
Brian's a bit of an icon in the district.
He is a bit of a local legend. Yeah, unfortunately he couldn't be with us this afternoon because it's Helen's birthday today, so he had more pressing issues.
Birthday, Helen.
Yeah.
That's right. So tell us about it. Is it a good season? Are things going well?
They are going very well. Grass growth has been good, and lambs are hitting the ground, and there's more alive ones than dead ones, and it's been good. We're pretty happy with how things have gone so far. So we're sort of a bit of a victim of our own success. When Brian started farming, if you'd done 90% lambing, you were in the top 10% of farming.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not doing 150+%, you're down the tube sort of thing, you know.
So the better the farm you are, the bigger the problem you have.
So our sheep are bigger, they are fed better, therefore the wool's coarser. And we've bred for weight in our wool, so we've got a coarser wool to start with.
So cut to the chase, straight to the propaganda.
Yep.
How's this thing going?
This thing's going great. Yeah, like we were discussing earlier, we've had it about bit over 4 years now when we first made our acquaintance with Power Farming, and we can't fault it. It's been very good for our operation. Right from the get-go really, when we first approached you to look at tractors, and it's done everything that we need it to do, and very happy with it, and very happy with the service we've been getting in terms of looking after it as well. So
good, because you've had some problems, as you do with any machine.
Yep. But always been sorted out very quickly, and it's been very good. The setup and everything that we wanted was put on it. Because we can be pretty demanding in terms of what we want on a machine out here. And
we did a few specialist things, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
You went for a boom suspension kit, which wasn't standard at the time. And obviously you got
toolbox.
The dry stock farmer's toolbox there.
Yep.
That's probably the biggest one we've ever made.
Yeah. Very necessary. And of course the dual wheels, which my father-in-law is very happy with, and always likes that extra bit of stability on the hill. So which it affords a tractor like this.
Yeah. So anything in particular that stands out with it?
Yeah, I think for its size, it's done because it's a 100 horsepower tractor, and it drives most of the implements that we need to drive. Yeah, the four-wheel drive on it's very good.
Dare I say it, in this country, you're probably not looking for spectacular bells and whistles. You're just looking for
we're just looking
down
for a
to earth
workhorse.
Dependability.
Yep, workhorse with not too much electronics and things that can go wrong. So it's it's ticks all the boxes in that regard. We're not after all the fancy bells and whistles that are needed on perhaps a farm that does a lot of cropping, etc. How did we find the tractor? We went to the Central District Field Days, myself and Sarah, and that was basically a tractor finding mission.
I remember Jarred and Sarah turned up with quite an elaborate spreadsheet of pros and cons and requirements and comparative analysis. And have you or your father-in-law found its limits yet?
I think my father-in-law's found its limits a couple of times.
Did he dare tell you?
No, I was with him. Yeah. But no, it actually climbed itself out of it pretty well. Yeah. Big thing for him was when we moved to the cab, wasn't it? I can remember when we were doing, you don't need a cab. Yeah, within about 3 weeks. How's that cab, Brian? It's all right.
That generation of farmers were encouraged to live on nothing and sacrifice and that to get to somewhere at the end, but they never got taught what the end looks like.
No. Our daughter could run the farm now.
But that must help you get out of bed on a cold, wet morning, knowing that there is interest further down the track, and you're continuing to build something or continue the legacy. I think that's a sad outcome for a lot of farms.
Yeah, exactly.
That, like you said, the fathers and the mothers are working their guts out for something that has a dead end
Yeah.
passed on.
Yeah.
That would be hard to be motivated. So with kids coming through with an interest in the land and options to diversify and knowing you're sort of not at the end of the road, it must be a pretty exciting place to be.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So this rock was dug out from the metal pit, the quarry on our farm, many years ago, and 6 years ago Dad decided to make it a bit of a monument as thanks to all the predecessors through our families. So 1946, so my mum was born here with some of her siblings, and then when she was 6, her parents and the uncle sold the farm to my grandparents. So my dad was 6 when he moved here, and my mum was 6 when she left here. So Mervyn and Pearl Hocken bought the farm in 1955. Then my mum and dad met through young farmers in their late teens, early 20s, and then my mum married my dad, and mum came back to the farm that she'd been brought up on. Yeah, us 3 kids were born, and Jarred and I bought into the farm in 2015, so 5 years ago. So quite a unique story where one set of grandparents bought the farm off the other set of grandparents, and then we continued on farming.